The Terror of the Caribbean by WMCuppernell. Please like, share, and subscribe for more stories. The Caribbean caves hide many pirate graves and the treasures they left behind. Millions in gold and treasures untold are still waiting for you to find. This is a story of lost glory about Captain Jake Roberts McKeon, also known as the Terror of the Caribbean. Captain Roberts looked out as first mate shout, "There be land ahead." For the captain was in command, and obedience was his demand, and anyone who did not was as good as dead. Through the calm seas he saw palm trees as the crew hoisted the pirate's flag, and he knew he must reach land or bust. There was no time to lag. As he folded his map in the wind flap, he looked to the sugar white sand, and then he ordered a pirate called Marks thrown to the hammerhead sharks, for the captain was a vicious man. As he reached the shallow, his cabin boy followed and prepared the rowboats to go to shore. And as the pirates offloaded, they all seemed bloated from the amount of treasures they bore. The huge treasure trunks were from British ships sunk, and Robert had killed all the crew. Now with a price on his head, he was wanted alive or dead. There was only one thing to do. 3 boats it did take for the entire crew to make and carry the treasures to land. And as Captain Roberts spoke, he said, "Listen up here, blokes." He stabbed his sword in the sand. He said, "In those caves by the sea, that's where the treasures will be, and we'll add this to the lot. And we will put here an X and a 300-year hex, whoever dare trespass this spot." He again got out his map, and the wind did flap in the slight Caribbean breeze. And as the pirates did march, the command forward hearts with all the treasures they had seized. Finally they had reached the cave. They felt tired but brave, and Captain yelled, "Take the treasure inside." Not one of them knew, because Roberts gave them no clue, that he intended to bury them all alive. As they buried each chest, one pirate looked west and seen a man heading for the boats. And he was sure that he was seeing Captain Jake Roberts McKeon, for no one else wore a shiny red coat. As the crew was now inside, there was no place to hide as Roberts reached the ship. As he walked to the ship guns, he smiled in the sun and placed both hands on his hips. As he pointed each cannon at the caves, that would be the pirate's grave for the treasure he had never intended to share. And he began to blast. Each ball death was cast and sailed quickly through the air. After the crew had been killed, the cave had been sealed. Roberts headed out to sea. He shouted, "I will be back with mules and sacks and claim the treasure for only me." Just then a British man-of-war was heading for shore when it spotted the pirate's mast. And Captain Roberts did try, as the wind did die, to head to open sea fast. Then the British man-of-war hit and did score on Captain Roberts' forward bow. Roberts clenched his fist tight, for he was willing to fight and to strike back somehow. As he turned each gun, Roberts shouted, "This will be fun," and the battle raged throughout the day. And Roberts killed them all before he would fall. The man-of-war sank to the bottom to stay. The treasures in the cave in the pirate's grave are sealed for all time, unless by chance you catch a glance in the Cuppernell cave you happen to find. The Caribbean caves hide many pirate graves and the treasures of Captain Jake Roberts McKeon, and the angry ghost of the Terror of the Caribbean. The